Yo, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. Today, people, today we're here for Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 31. And before we get into this video, guys, I would love it for you guys to subscribe, hit that like button. It helps me out, helps the algorithm out, and all that good jazz. And I think you'll like it here. I think you guys are gonna like it here. I hope you do. I really do. Cause this is a lot. It takes a lot to do these videos and stuff, man. I know I'm not the best edited and all that good stuff, but hey, man, I've been doing this for a while, and yeah. But other than that, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for all the good stuff. So we're gonna begin this video with this video. This episode was dope, man. This episode was actually dope, and it's actually setting up something really cool for the next episode, which I am very, very hyped for, and I'm very glad to see again because this is one of my most favorite Sentais ever. So in this episode, we see that Jeremy's mom is back. She is back, but there's something weird about her. Jeremy knows that something is weird about her, and we see that Doug, he is saying that he wants to just destroy you guys because all you guys do all the same things. I've been around since the beginning of the universe, and all you living beings all do the same thing. You're all gonna end up, offing each other eventually anyway. So I'm just speeding up the process, and I'm just making a game out of it. And that was his thing. We all know that's his whole freaking MO. So yeah, Jeremy's mom is back, and then that's when Jeremy basically gives a spiel about who his mom was, and his mom was powerful. His mom was very, very powerful. She was one of the main Bugnarok that were trying to stop the Bugnarok feud that was going on between all of them, seeing who will be the ruler of the Bugnarok. And she actually defeated King-Ohger by herself. She was the only Bugnarok that could stand up against them, and she defeated him effortlessly. And because she defeated him, all the other Bugnarok united together to fight her. Like, she became like the top threat, which seems kind of backwards to me. Like, if she defeated King-Ohger and all that stuff, and he was like one of the most powerful dudes there, like, shouldn't they all like bow down to her because she's the one that won? I mean, she would have became the queen of the Bugnarok if they all had to just decided to follow her. But nah, they all just decided that we just gonna gang up on this chick, and eventually she did die, but she left the Venomax shooter, Jeremy's gun. She left that to him. It was a memento from his mother, so like how he said in previous episodes, and she left that to him. And now her body is walking around trying to get help from him, but we know what that help, we actually see what that help actually was before. So Jeremy is basically saying that he doesn't want to help fight his mom. He doesn't want to help destroy his mother. So Yanma is like, man, no, that can't happen, because if you don't help us, then we won't be able to defeat her, because it seems like if she's as powerful as King-Ohger, or more powerful as King-Ohger, then that means only thing that could be able to defeat her will be God King-Ohger, and we can't make God King-Ohger without him. So he basically is trying to get Jeremy to help them, but Jeremy says that no, I'm not helping fight my mom. So Yama basically says that, hey, I'm going to do a trial by combat. I want a trial by combat with you, and if I win, that you have to help us fight her and stuff. So Gira is obviously against this because he feels like, hey, we shouldn't be fighting each other and stuff like that. And Jeremy actually came up with the conclusion that the galactic insects are all watching this. They're all watching us, like they all been watching everything that we've been doing and stuff, and actually laughing at us and stuff. So that's he basically decided that he's not going to help them fight his mom. And also we see that since the Yama and Jeremy are going to do the trial by combat, we see that Himeno asks Rita to make Gori a national fugitive because of what he caused back then. And she's like, no, I can't do that, because priority right now is to stop Jeremy's mom. And Himeno was like, all right, fine. Well, I'll just do it myself, and I'll go out and get vengeance for myself and avenge my mother and father by myself. And Rita's like, no. Then that's also kind of like treason as well. So she ends up arresting Himeno and tries to take her in. But then we also saw that Kataragi, he just disappeared. Like, he just disappeared, and now he starts doing this thing where he's trying to contact outer space, and he's like, hey man, if you don't want, you know, your kingdom to be destroyed and stuff like that, you should ask the galactic insects to, like, you know, have mercy and stuff on you and stuff. And he's just chanting and prancing around and doing all these weird things. And we see that Himeno actually tricks Rita into, you know, getting inside of a basically going in a cage, because she says that, hey Rita, do you want to meet Mofun's voice actor and stuff? And she ends up tricking Rita into a cage as she breaks out of her like own little things, that she actually joins Katsuragi in his weird shenanigans that he's got going on. And we see that since Rita is, you know, not interested in the tribal combat, and then she's also in a cage watching the latest Mofun episode, that's when Jeremy and Yama basically decided they're gonna fight they're just gonna go ahead and fight each other. And then that's when they go to attack each other. They don't transform or anything, but they end up going to attack each other. And that's when Gira jumps in the middle of them, and he ends up getting punched himself. And yeah, so Gira is like just like wondering, why is everybody being so weird and like kind of like unreliable. And that's when he's talking to Duga, and that's when Doug himself appears before next to Gira and tells him that, see, I told you, you're all just gonna end up destroying each other in the end of the day. So, you know, and I'm just gonna like destroy you guys and as a game and stuff. And it turns out all of this was a big old prank. All the Sentai, well, all the Rangers was, you know, they basically said it was like a big old like prank or whatever. And they ended up tricking Doug into thinking that he had won, but everything that they had been doing up to that point was being broadcast to all the people in every kingdom, and now all the people in the kingdom know who the true enemy is. And they basically clear Jeremy's name by saying that everything that he did was just a farce to protect Teta. So Jeremy's name has officially been cleared. We don't see like how we don't like hear the people talking about it or anything. We just know that, you know, it's all been broadcasted, and they're all watched it, and they're all in the loop now. They all know what's going on. They all know who the enemy is. So Doug you can tell that he gets mad about it. He's like, this is boring. You guys are boring. And he ends up just teleporting away. And that's when we see Jeremy's mom in like a giant form, and she's running around. And that's when, you know, Jeremy puts her, like, binds her up in some of his webs. And they have, when they show off, they officially, you know, pranked Doug. They end up having to fight Jeremy's mom. When they fight Jeremy's mom, they ended up destroying her. Jeremy was like, yeah, my mother is like long dead. Like, I already knew off the bat that it wasn't her, because, you know, my mother is long dead, and it was Gordy who was the one that ended up bringing her back to life with his like zombie powers. So they ended up using God King-Ohger to defeat her, and before she dies, she tells him thank you, and she ends up dying. We see that everything's good now. And then we see that Doug they're basically throwing a temper tantrum in his dimension, and he makes his own little plan, but we'll see that in a second. And we see that Jeremy is feeling sort of bad about what they had to do. That even though his mom is like dead, she still was in front of him and things like that. And that's when Doug comes up and grabs all the Rangers, and he separates them and starts throwing them into these portals, these like dimensional portals. And we see that Yama and Gira get thrown into like a modern city, and they get thrown into like a modern city. And Rita, Katsuragi, and Rita, Katsuragi, and Himeno, they all get thrown in a portal together, and Jeremy gets thrown in the portal by himself. So we don't know where they all ended up. They all basically end up getting separated and go into different worlds. Basically going to different universes, and we see next episode, Gira and Yama are actually end up going are gonna end up meeting the Kyuranger. Man, Cutie Ranger, not Cutie Ranger, because Q Ranger is the other team with the 13-man squad. They're all like, you know, they're the team that's all the. I love that freaking team. Back in my old channel, I did that entire. I loved that freaking team. That team became like my number 2 favorite team. But man, they ended up actually ended up going to meet a crossover with these Q Ranger, well, Cutie Ranger. And I am so excited for that. I am really, really excited for that. I'm also excited. Are they going to meet other teams? I don't think they're going to meet other teams. I think it's just going to be that one team. But it looks pretty freaking dope. And it also kind of lets us know that the King-Ohger, Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger, they're in a whole nother universe. Like it seemed like we all thought, like a lot of people thought that they were like just in a different time period, like they were like a Ranger team that happened way in the past. But no, they're just like Q Ranger was. Well, Q Ranger was a whole different universe, because in that universe Earth was destroyed and all that stuff. But also in King-Ohger, like they're in another universe. That's why they call Earth Terra. That's why like Terra looks like how the continents and stuff were put together on Terra look different than ours. So it lets us know that, hey, these guys are in a different universe, and the only way for them to team up with other Rangers or other Sentai is for them to come to like that universe. So, but it was really cool. I did like that fact that, it also proves how powerful Doug is. Dude could just throw you into another universe. Like, we knew this guy was powerful, but we have not seen the super extent of his power yet. Like, we know he's freaking universe like galaxy busting, power or whatnot. He's like millions of years old. But yeah, man, like it was absolutely freaking cool. And I did like how he's, like everybody's separated now. So now we have this little mini arc that we're about to go on, and I think they're only going to be there for one episode. I don't know how they're going to get back to their own dimension. It doesn't show that. Like, I don't know how they're going to get back to their own dimension. And now the kingdoms are unprotected. The kingdoms have no protectors now. And hopefully when everybody gets back, not too many bad things have happened, because with no kings to protect them, the only protection they have is their retainers, and the retainers ain't like that. So it's like, what is Doug going to do? Like, what is he going to do in their dimension while they're gone and the kingdoms aren't protected? And that's a scary thing to think about, because they could come back and the kingdoms have been totally decimated or destroyed or enslaved, or like, we don't know what's gonna happen after that. And I'm really looking forward to it, to seeing like what's gonna become of the kingdoms while the kings have been spirited away, and also how are they gonna get back home. But other than that, this was dope. I did like the fact that Doug just threw a temper tantrum, and he didn't like how they played him, and they basically gave him a taste of his own medicine, because he's been basically doing the same thing to them this whole time. How ever since he's been here, he's doing the same thing to them. So it was good to see like a taste of his own little medicine and stuff like that. He was actually mad, which was funny. But yeah, man, the whole thing with Jeremy's mom, it was actually pretty sad, but he kind of released her, man. He released her from her torment that she was actually in, and it shows how badass she was. Like, she was really cool. Like, the leg work that this woman had was awesome. And she gives me Predator vibes. The way her face and helmet look, like, she gives me like female Predator vibes. But man, this episode was really cool. So you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode. How do you think the kingdoms are going to fare without the kings being there? And what do you think Doug is going to do? How do you think the how do you think our rangers are going to get back to their own dimension? But yeah, you guys let me know all that down in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time. And remember, stay henshin, and also like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. I really do appreciate it, and I really do appreciate all my new subscribers that I've been getting the past few days. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Peace.